Hello there, welcome to Skyrim. In today's video we are going to be taking a look at the blacksmith's workshops and ranking them and grading them based on how realistic, practical, and aesthetically pleasing they are. I suppose for convenience sake we are going to start with... Right away, this is an extremely inefficient use of fuel. And what you want is a little tiny fire pot, not a great big one like this. Like, this guy's going to be burning through fuel like nobody's business. I don't think he'd want this, the quenching pail quite so close to the anvil. You want to be able to get to both sides of the anvil. Bellows is in a good spot relative to the anvil, though. Yeah, he needs more walking room around that anvil. And there's no tool shelves. There's not really anything. All in all, I'd say this is a pretty terrible blacksmith shop, actually. This is pretty terrible. Yeah, and he's got... it's just open to the air, so he can't do this in the rain. And the wind currents, they're just going to be blowing the smoke all over the place into your face. This is a terrible blacksmith shop. I'm sorry, Eorlund Greymane, but you clearly haven't set things up properly. I'm going to give that a D. That's pretty abysmal. Fortunately, Whiterun has a second blacksmith shop, so maybe we'll have better luck there. Okay, so workbench. Not a bad spot for a workbench. It should probably be connected to something, though. Right? You're going to be pounding away on this. This should be really tied into the wall, because this is going to move around as you pound on it. Grindstone. Again, the anvil is too close to the quenching bucket. You want to be able to move around this, right? And again, the fireplace is too big, but good proximity for the bellows. Let's have a look at the bellows. Okay, single chamber bellows, that's not great either. Ideally you want double chamber, so they're both sides are rising, so that it gives you continuous airflow. Not ideal. That's not nearly enough coal for this whole thing. That's not even enough coal for like one firing of the smelter. And again, no roof over the anvil, so you can't do it in the rain. Tanning rack right beside the everything. You're gonna have some mucky looking skins if that's the case, and a smelly forge, so that should be somewhere else. Let's have a look inside. Maybe the inside will redeem it.
Got something for just about everyone in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Welcome to War Maiden.
Okay, some steel weapons sitting around.
Plenty of steel for fighting.
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith.
Weapons on the weapon rack.
Eorlund Greymane's got that honor. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask
I'd say it's a decent enough vendor, but like, this doesn't really complement the blacksmith shop too well. Let's go back outside and have another look. Yeah, I'm not too impressed, War Maidens. I'm not too impressed. I'm gonna say that's a C. You could have, like, you should have put stuff underneath an alcove like that. Yeah, and this chimney here, it's too far away from the fire. That you're not going to get any draw. The smoke is just going to billow out around this. And the chimney doesn't really... How high up does it? Doesn't really clear the roof. This is no good. C. C grade. So, next we're taking a look at the Riverwood Blacksmith. Heckin' dragons. There we go. Heckin' dragon. Now where the heck were we? Okay. Reviewing this blacksmithing shop. So right away, this is better. You got a roof. Right? Keep the rain off you.
Watch over your battles, friend.
Right? Your anvil's not going to get all rusted to heck. Roof. Just that alone, that gives it some big points.
Whatever you need. Buy you smear if it's simple and strong.
Okay, workbench. It's not visibly tied into the wall, but it could be. Right, this is a wooden thing, so there could be some nails tying it in.
Looking for a new blade?
Right. Could be tied in. And that's a pretty good location for the workbench, right? You can reach it from the forge. A little bit of an awkward place for the grinder. Again, the quenching bucket is so close to the anvil. Like, have this a little bit back. Heckin' it. Okay. Okay, there are two problems with this setup. Two big problems. One, no ventilation. This is just natural ventilation. So this area up here is going to be full of smoke. Right? That's no good. Again, the fireplace is way too big, but what have you. This area is going to be full of smoke. You need a chimney here. Other thing is this is a wooden floor. Right? Now, it's not exactly a fire hazard. Like, this stuff... You drop a piece of burning metal on the floor, it's not going to just go up in flames, but... Still, he's going to have all sorts of burn holes and nasty, ugly floor. Not a deal breaker, but not great. So this is pretty good. I'm going to give this a B tier. B tier. Not quite A. It could have been A if it had a chimney. Again, there's also no tools, though. I suppose that's sort of a limitation of the engine. Okay, moving on. Okay, we're going to take a look at the smithy in Solitude. Okay, so again, anvil out in the rain. You could have had this over just 2 feet and it would be protected. Right? This is your most expensive piece of equipment. Right? And you're just leaving it out in the rain. Idiot. Fire pot, again, out in the rain. Workbench, that's a pretty good location for a workbench. And a good location for a grindstone. Firewood, but not coal. Tongs. And hammer. He's got some tools. Glory, glory. Okay, this is pretty bad. Let's have a look inside. Maybe this will save it. Grinding right next to the fire. That's a little bit hot. Oh, he's got a chimney. Except that that chimney is way too far from the fire. It's not even centered over it. Like, you're not going to get any draw. The smoke is just going to billow up around that chimney. So that's a non-functional chimney. And there's also... Like, these bellows are not going to be sufficient to keep this thing at forging temperature. You need it to go into the forge, not outside of it. And there's not even an anvil near this forge, so what is even the point? Why do you have this thing here? Lots of straw on the floor. Good nice fire hazard there. I'm sorry, but this place gets a D. It's bad. It's real bad. Like, even your tongs there can't save you. This is bad. Okay. Let's get the heck out of here. Okay, if that gets a D, I'm going to need to change Eorlund. Eorlund, I'm afraid, gets an F. I'm sure these people have a smithy. It's a mining town, for pity's sake. Okay.
God, I'm so tired.
Dawnstar smithy.
I work steel, weapons.
Oh, this is a sorry state of affairs. No workbench, no tools, no coal. Same pitiful forge setup. No chimney. This is terrible. That's a rather sorry state of affairs. This is another D. I'm sorry, that's terrible. Okay, Markarth, another mining town, so hopefully we should be able to get something good here. What a shame. He was a good man. What a rotten way to die. Okay, Markarth smithy. Let's have a look. Okay, so we got a water wheel powering nothing. This water wheel could be hooked up to the forge and working the bellows, but instead we've got hand bellows. It could be hooked up to a grinding wheel. Do we even have a grinding wheel? And instead the grinding wheel's over here. So we got this great big water wheel and you're squandering it. That's a shame. Anvil is under cover here. However, there's no access to the other side. So basically there's no point in having an apprentice here. right? Because your apprentice can't help you forge. There's not enough space for 2 people to work on this anvil. The young man who works here is superfluous. There's no point in him existing. This water trough is in the way between the workbench and the forge. No bueno. And the smoke, as you can see, is blowing into the workspace. So not good enough ventilation.
In the Legion, we would have called it useless. Look how brittle the metal is.
I'm sorry. I just... Well, the forge gets so hot in the club.
You thought what? You would skip a step? Not heat the metal all the way through? Useless. Now do it again.
I'm Gore's assistant. I help him.
You're superfluous, you can't help with this anvil, and you both don't know how to make nails, right? It's almost impossible to improperly heat treat a nail. You're idiots. I was gonna give this a C, but... yeah, I suppose I have to give this a C, otherwise that would just be me being petty. I don't want to give it a C though, that's bad. That's not good. I suppose I have to give it a C. Wouldn't be fair if I didn't give it a C. No, D. Wasted potential. D tier. I'm allowed to be petty. I think there's an orc encampment somewhere near here, so I'm gonna go and see if I can find that. Okay, let's get in there. Have a look around and see what their smithy situation is like. Okay, so lousy forge out in the open. This is a pretty nice workstation though. Pretty nice workstation, lousy forge out in the open. I'm gonna give this a C. Now there's another smithy somewhere way the heck out in the middle of nowhere up here. Back to business. Okay, forge again. Out in the open, out in the rain. Good workstation though. Not enough storage. Again, I'm gonna go C. Not very good.
Good.
Winterhold Smithy.
An old woman, my lord.
Forge way out in the open. One-man anvil. This is also right in the marketplace, so these people are going to be getting a lungful of smoke all the time. And it just deafened by the sound. Workbench. Kind of far from the forge. Sometimes you need to pick something up and bring it over to the clamp.
A few septims for my supper is all I ask.
This is really bad. And this isn't even like a store.
Working in Windhelm is great. I get to see Ulfric up close.
You got another anvil in here, but there's no heat source next to it. Like an anvil in your kitchen, that's no good even. This is bad too. D tier. D. Get the heck out of my face. Whew, we're running out of forges, and they've all been pretty terrible so far. Let's have a quick look, see if Riften can do any better. Not a very high bar to clear, Riften. Let's see if you can do it. Forge out in the open. Anvil out in the open. Good position for the workbench, good position for the grinding wheel. Okay, that's okay. Okay, Riften, you get a C. You get a C. I don't know why I fast traveled here. Fine, you want a piece of trouble? You're looking for trouble, you found it. Get melted. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. Dagoth welcomes you, Nerevar. But to this place where destiny is made, why have you come unprepared? Come, Nerevar. Friend or traitor, come. Where the heck is this stupid town? Oh, I missed it. Same sort of deal. Not very good. Ugh. Disappointing. C tier once again. Are there no A tier smithies in this game? My, that's disappointing. Okay. Where's your smithy at? Can it be orcs with no smithy? Disgraceful. Here's the smithy, okay. Ooh. I quite like this. Good position. Anvil's, again, only one-sided. Good position for that. Roof hole. Okay, this is pretty good. This is good. I like this. You're gonna get some smoke, but at least you got a bit of it. This is pretty good. I'm gonna give this a B. This is pretty good. I'm impressed. Pleased with that. Okay. So I suppose that's where we're gonna end things off. Thank you for tuning in. In summary, Skyrim is sorely lacking in the quality smithing department.